Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Heather Dodson, your 2021 GRA president. I'm here with Kathy Carpenter, Joe Tomlinson, and Chris Papalardo. They are our MLS advocates on the MLS board this year for 2021. We are here to talk about a couple of questions. Are the real estate statistics for the market? So we can keep our members updated on the trends and how things are looking. So Chris, my first question to you is, what were some of the biggest real estate trends in 2020 and how did the overall market look?
So what's interesting is we keep talking about, we've had lack of inventory. And in reality, if you go back and look at the year-to-date numbers, we actually had, more houses go on the market in 2020 than we did in 2019, okay? However, further information tells us we had more buyers buying. So even though we had a 2.3% increase in inventory year over year, we had 5% higher sales volume, right? So, again, unfortunately, supply was hurt by, the demand. And people don't realize that. So, and the buying power is going to just, because of interest rates, it's going to make it, well, more the same this year, generally speaking.
Yeah. Okay, great. So Kathy, would you say it would be a buyer's or seller's market right now?
I think we will, depending on the price range, probably, but I would say up to like 350. I think we all know it's a seller's market. We're multiple showings, multiple offers, things like that. So I just think that inventory has not been able to keep up with our demand. We've had low interest rates. I think that's going to continue through the year. So I don't see much change in our real estate market in Guilford County for 2021. I think we're going to be faced with some of the same dilemmas that we had last year, which is good for sellers, but struggling as realtors to find our buyers what they want.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Joe, what do you think looking at the 2019 statistics versus the 2020 statistics? Where do you see the big takeaways and differences there?
Well, I think there's a combination of things. Like Kathy said, there's low inventory. You've got high demand from buyers, whether they're first-time buyers. There's a lot of new incentive programs for them, as well as the need to get out of multifamily dwellings. There's also, the need for families now that are looking for areas to educate the children if they're homeschooling. And that may be a good long-term trend if they're going to remain at home, because they're finding that some of the homeschooling is actually very good for the kids with sporadic live training. But I think as long as rates are low, coupled with relocation, we're seeing some people coming in still. UNCG's doing their churning. Moses Cone Hospitals, bringing their hires in here shortly. Someone said in the paper that if we had to furnish houses for 1,000 new people right now, we couldn't do it. So where are they going to go? So we've got to find more inventory some way. But until the COVID, the vaccines take effect and things, I think, like Kathy and Chris have both said, we're going to see just a slow, steady market coming in and going out.
Yeah, right. Chris, what do you think about the average sales price, compared to 2019 now, and then maybe going into 2021, how that's going to look?
So it's interesting, we had a overall sales increase of 9% year over year, and that goes back to, demand is outpacing supply, right? So, and, to Joe's point and to Kathy's point, we've been so affordable, the buying power of interest rates, it's not being felt that much by the buyers. So they're able to stretch because interest rates are so low compared to a year ago. They're not feeling it as much. So sellers are, and we're having multiple offers. So do we see it continuing? Oh, time will tell. Until supply gets increased, demand is going to be high, and until interest rates go up, and multiple offers on many affordable houses, I think you're going to see rapid increases. I think you'd see, frankly, higher increases in value if appraisals would catch up. I think it'd be even higher. We're all dealing with appraisals on multiple offers that aren't appraising. So I think it's going to be more of the same moving forward this year, really.
Yeah, agreed. Kathy, what do you think about the homes, how they're selling so fast, the short days on market? Do you think that we're going to see that, 2019 versus 2020 versus what we're going to see in 2021?
Yeah, the statistics for Guilford County look like they were 37 days last year, and it looks like it's 27 days for 2020. So that's a pretty big decrease for us in the number of days on the market. I think that's huge. That just once again shows you what a seller's market it is. I keep saying, and I guess I've been around a long time, I like to see that stable market where it's not necessarily a buyer's market or a seller's market, but that both parties always walk away from a transaction feeling like they did really good. And I think we've got a ways to go to get back to that stable market. And just like our list of sale price ratio, last year, year to date, it was 97.5. And right now we're at 99.4. And I think we're all seeing it. We're all feeling it. But I think that's going to continue through most of 21 or 3/4 of it. Who knows? But I think we're in for the ride.
Yeah. So Joe, when someone asks you, is it a great time to sell or buy? What are you telling people right now?
Oh, it's a
Looking at
great
the
time.
market.
It's actually, we know it's a great time to sell. Even if a seller has to find alternative housing until they can find what they want, because this is an up and down market. We all know that. And as trends go by, who's to say what the market's going to be a year from now? But right now, it's a great time to sell, and it's also a great time to buy. It's like a storm that's hit together with low rates, high desire to buy, low inventory. The sellers are reluctant because they don't know where to go. And these are part of the things that we can also show these statistics through the matrix system. So I would encourage you, when you do your buyers or sellers presentation, try to show them a little bit of this information because it's very, very helpful.
It is.
Yeah, great. So looking at 2021 and the rest of this new year that we're in, Chris, what do you think changes are going to happen to the real estate market?
So I think we're seeing it. I think the changes are going to be more of the same, ironically, because rental prices are also going up because of just lack of housing overall. I mean, we are blessed with the fact that more people are wanting to move to our area, and housing has not kept up for the past 10 years due to 2008 and the economy then. And so I think you're going to see more of the same until rates change, or you see sellers come off the fence because COVID's taken care of and we have more people putting their houses on the market. I'm encouraging sellers to trust that the house they want will appear and just ask buyers if they can wait 45, 60 days to purchase and give the seller time to actually find a place so we can get more houses on the market. That's my strategy with sellers to get them off the fence, because we have a lot of sellers ready to sell and they're just afraid nothing's out there for them. So let's just give them a little time, right? With the being a seller's market, for the most part, you can control some of the terms. And one of the terms is, can you wait a little bit longer to move, to sell the house?
Right. Great. Kathy, do you have anything to add to that? What you feel like we're going to see in 2021?
No, I think Chris described it pretty good. I think we as realtors just need to be the professionals in the transaction and guide them and assist them and, prepare them for what's going to happen, not going to happen. And also, I say this all the time, treat each other with kindness. We're all in this same boat and we're all out there struggling for our clients. So remember that golden rule.
Right. Joe, do you have any last things to add?
Yeah, just a couple of things. I think Kathy's absolutely right. When there's pressure on buyers and sellers, there's double pressure on us to represent them correctly. You know, and when we're in multiple offer situations, understand how a multiple offer situation works and talk to your BIC if you don't know how to handle a certain situation. Also, with overlapping appointments, you know, it's like a cattle run coming through some of these houses. And my personal opinion is that's not fair. It's not fair to your buyer or seller. But if the seller wants it, of course, that's what's going to happen. So make sure you're representing the desires of your client when you go through. And we've had the benefit of a good matrix system this year, and we're trying to keep it nice, up and running very efficiently. So we should have all the data you want. There's so much in there that there's a lot of video training as well. So if you have a few minutes, go down and look at one of the video trainings and get more familiar with it, because we have a good system we feel we have. And if not, Chris and I and Kathy, and of course you, Heather, you know, we'll bring it to the board if somebody has an issue with MLS. But remember, we represent everybody, not just one or two.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for your time today and volunteering your time to be on the MLS board. I really appreciate it. It's great to have advocates there for our members for the things that we need. And it looks like, you know, 2020 was a booming year, and maybe 2021 is going to be the same. Sounds like it's a great time to buy and sell. And looking at the numbers, we're still on the upswing. So I look forward to the rest of 2021 and what it's going to bring. So thank you all for being on today.